everybody. Thank you for tuning into The Leftovers. In case you were wondering, this is a follow-up to my normal podcast, Sunday Brunch with Megan and Chris, which post every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. over on secretstageproductions.com. But you can also find it, if you want to do so, on iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube, and Stitcher. So whatever works best for you, I say go for it. Just make sure you check it out because we have a lot of fun doing it, and we think that you would enjoy it too. Anyway, this episode. Basically, this is a follow-up to the Ask a Megan portion of Sunday Brunch. And in that, I ask people to send me questions to answer on a certain topic. And this week, the topic was video games. So towards the end of the podcast, I answered a few questions, but I want to make sure that everyone feels like their questions got the chance to be answered, and so that's why we are here. I'm going to answer a few more, and hopefully you hear yours get answered. Don't forget, too, that I tend to post the call for questions at some point on Monday, so be on the lookout for that so that you can send in your questions and have it answered on an upcoming episode. Anyway, like I said, this week's topic is video games, and let's just jump right in. First question, do you have a game or series you return to over and over? I love the Lego games, but prefer the older, less busy games. That's tough. I won't lie, I tend to be someone who kind of plays through a story and that's it. But I think there's nothing like a classic Mario game. So like Super Mario World and some of those older ones, Mario 64. I know they've been remastered, in more recent years, but I just think there's a reason for that. So many of us come back to those games. They're what we grew up playing. They're what, I grew up watching my mom play these games, and I wanted to play them, and so I did, and I love them. I know Super Mario World for Game Boy was one of the first games that I played, I think, on Game Boy Advance. And I remember going to several stores and looking for it and being so excited when I finally found it. And I was a kid. I was pretty young when this happened. So I would say if there's any games that I tend to come back to, it would have to be the Mario games. And I like the old ones. I like the new ones. It doesn't really matter. What was the first game you ever played? I think I remember talking about this on the podcast and saying it was Duck Hunt. But I also wanted to add in that I played a lot of different stuff. Like I said, I played Mario. The first game that was ever on a console that was my own, so I used to play on ones that my mom had. The first one I remember playing was probably Pokemon. I remember getting Pokemon Red and Blue, which was complete overkill because you don't need both of them, but I remember being so excited and playing that. There had to have been ones that I played before then because I remember those were on Game Boy Color, and I had an original Game Boy, but those are the ones that really stand out to me as the first games that I ever played all the way through and just loved. So, do you ever play games with violence or sex? Or do you avoid those? I don't avoid them. It's not what I'm drawn to. I really like shooter games, but I only like them if they have a good storyline. So I wouldn't say that I'm drawn to games because they contain violence or sex or things of that nature. But I don't avoid a game because it has those things. I play a game because it looks fun. I don't play a game because it has these certain aspects or that it doesn't have these certain aspects. Some of my favorite games have both of those things. Some of my other favorite games have neither. So I wouldn't say that it really has any real influence over what I play. Who's your favorite video game character? That's a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Shy Guy from the original Mario series. I don't know. There's something about him that just makes him look so cute and cuddly. Maybe it's that he's shy. I don't know. I really don't know why I like him so much, but I really do. And I think he's adorable. And now I'm realizing that He really is very cute. Anyway, this is a shorter episode, but those are all the questions that I've got for this week. Again, go to secretstageproductions.com. Check out Sunday Brunch. Check out all of the really great podcasts that are on there. Especially if you like video games, this is the place to go. Connect with us on Twitter at Secret Stage Team. Follow me on Twitter at tipsy_writer. Follow Chris at Mr. CMH or on his podcast at Casting for Two. And check us out. Posted every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern.